When I was younger, I studied journalism in undergrad. I didn't want to be a journalist, but I loved storytelling and words and writing. And then I went to graduate school and I studied communications theory. I went to the University of Pennsylvania, to the Annenberg School. I was with students who came from very fancy universities, and I didn't. Um, and they were very comfortable and familiar with theoretical conversations. I always entered the conversation toward the end of an hour-long or 90-minute class. I would sit very quietly through most of the class, not saying anything, just listening and taking things in. And one of my classmates said to me once, I notice you just kind of sit in class quietly, and then at the very end, you say something just really pithy that kind of encapsulates and captures the essence of things. And I think that was a beautiful reflection for me at that age, at 20, 21, 22. It really helped me to understand how my brain works and how I make sense of things and what my gifts are. I was in a theoretical place looking for practical applications. And that dance between the theoretical and the practical has been a theme for me. It's really interesting that today my primary practice and my work in the world is focused on the practice of something, the practice of being in the body, the practice of noticing the sensations in the body, the practice of seeing where that takes us, the practice of looking at how what we feel in the body affects how we're working, what we're doing for work, how we feel about our lives, whether or not we're able to do those things that will improve our circumstances. Moving through procrastination, moving through the freeze state, moving through those kind of hamster wheel frozen moments where we keep saying, oh, I should do this, I should do that. And 6 months later, a year later, 3 years later, we still haven't done it because we've ignored the body, because we've bypassed the feelings that we have in the body. We've bypassed the fact that when we think about doing that thing, our limbs get heavy. Our physical body changes. We feel, I always describe it as a heavy-limbed feeling because that's how it shows up in my body. Sometimes it's a jitteriness. Sometimes it's a feeling of wanting to escape. I'm really interested in the physical experience that regular people have and how we can take a very humble practice of noticing where we have tension in the body and intentionally letting go. In the process of facing a moment, of facing a challenging moment, of facing and feeling disappointment, being disapproved of, or the fear of being disapproved of, looking dumb, looking like we don't know what we're doing, losing face. These are experiences that I wrote about in my book, Trust Yourself with Money. The ways that we're kind of pinned in place and made to feel stuck and frozen because of how we're thinking about a moment, thinking about ourselves, thinking about others. And how can we start to loosen that up? It really begins with the body. It begins with acknowledging, oh yeah, I have a body and I'm feeling things. And then what? Well, what am I feeling in my body? What are the sensations, the literal feelings and sensations in the body? And just to begin to name those.